Hello, Siim. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So this is our third meeting. The last time we met in Tallinn, in the event Biohacking Summit which you organized. And please share with us, with our friends, during these 6 months, almost, what were your achievements in biohacking? What were your maybe failures? What were your goals and targets?
Well, I think over the last 6 months I've been primarily focusing on writing my book, which I already published, and it's been quite successful. And I think over the course of this period, my kind of biohacking has been already all prioritized on being productive and maintaining like general energy throughout the day, so I could be able to produce the work and also stay mentally, manage the stress and manage all the other aspects that are involved, such as sleep and general like well-being as well. So what I did during this period isn't changed, compared to what I usually do, which involves eating like a low inflammatory ketogenic diet, managing my sleep, making sure that I get quality sleep, using the Oura ring to track it, and also like practicing some forms of time restricted eating and intermittent fasting, and even like also as a working in front of a computer all day, I definitely went out of my way to go outside quite frequently to expose myself to the sunlight, keep my circadian rhythm in sync, and still like go for longer walks, as well as exercising to keep my brain, the mitochondria, working properly, which are gonna in turn accelerate my productivity even further, so to say, because if you don't take care of your body, then your mind isn't going to be able to function optimally either. So even if you are going through these periods of high work and high productivity, then you still have to make sure that you take care of the fundamentals, because if you start to fall off those fundamentals, then your general productivity and performance will suffer as well because of that.
Yes, I agree. Would you please tell in more details about your physical training program, and also which parameters of health you talk about? Blood test, which exactly parameters do you track, and maybe about did you have some targets, not only in case of productivity, maybe you have some somatic health targets, or some specific mental health targets?
Well, my physical training involves mostly like some form of resistance training with calisthenics and my own body weight, as well as like kettlebells, and I use like the X3 bar, those sort of things, and sometimes I go to the regular gym as well, but the cardio I do is mostly based on like some high intensity interval training with kettlebells or something, and an occasional like a low intensity training as well. But I didn't have like any specific goals that I tried to achieve in terms of like physical fitness during this period, because my focus is on other things. And but I did still pay attention to the general, like what's my body fat percentage, what's my strength, relative strength, how well do I perform during the exercise, so I still pay attention to that. But with blood tests, I also, one of the easiest and kind of convenient things to pay attention to, what I like to do is like looking at general blood sugar levels, like on a habitual basis, and then also on a more less frequent basis, I take like a blood test, see like what's my fasting insulin, what's like CRP, what's my HDL, what's my triglycerides, and what's my IGF-1 levels as well.
How was the dynamic of these parameters?
Well, they haven't changed that much, because I'm doing the same old thing that works for me already for like years. So I don't expect to see any fluctuations, because I'm not doing anything drastically different, so to say. I'm not.
They all are in norm.
Yeah, well, what I do notice is that, because I'm eating a low carb ketogenic diet that's higher in fat, and I'm also practicing fasting, then my cholesterol levels, or LDL cholesterol levels in particular, are slightly higher, which may be dangerous or maybe troublesome for some people, but in reality I think it's fine because my HDL is high and my triglycerides are low, so the HDL triglyceride ratio is still very low, so it's perfectly fine.
And you look calm, you don't look stressed.
Yeah.
So I have two more questions. First is I noticed that even though you put in other goals, I mean more in area of productivity, you increased your muscle mass and your skin quality improved. So probably you didn't put such targets, yes?
Yeah.
And so the question is, did you reach your target according to productivity that you planned? The first question. And the second, what is biohacking for you today?
Yeah, I think I did achieve my kind of goal with the productivity, and the book has been a successful launch, and I don't feel like worn out from it, so to say. But I don't need to have like a vacation from writing the book. So some authors may feel that they're really stressed out from the book launch and such, but I don't have it because I already practiced biohacking as a preventative tool. So I'm already like back in the fray and doing these things. I didn't I didn't go into like a retreat to write the book. I was as a normal member of society, and I already did like my other social media at the same time concurrently. So I didn't had to suffer from like that much stress. So that's why like biohacking.
Please remind us what's the name of your book.
It's metabolic autophagy.
And I suggest, for example, we can announce contest for the best question. Even first, the one who will hear this question will get the prize. And another thing that person who will send the best question, we will make them present of your book.
Yeah.
Okay, so please guys send the question, we will answer them, and the best question will win. And the last one, what is biohacking in your opinion?
Well, I think biohacking for me is like self-optimization with nutrition, technology, and general like physiology, in a sense that you just use whatever means you have at your disposal to improve your well-being, performance, and health, and like it can be categorized as self-optimization.
Yeah, that's right. So more or less, I have the same vision, maybe in different words, but I think the main idea is the same. So thank you very much for your time, for your interview. This is the first hour interview in such format. So it was great to see you.
Thanks.